The early 60s was a time of great expectations, with hopes of world peace and a dream of an end to racial injustice at home. But by the end of the decade, after the assassination of heroes, the grossly unpopular war in Southeast Asia, and the often violent opposition to desegregation in the United States, idealism turned into bitterness and impatience. The dream went up in smoke, and fire spilled into the streets of America. It is against this background that the following dramatic events, based on a true story, unfold.
Not our sector.
You didn't have cheese, so I got your plane.
One key in Alvino unable to respond.
Jones and Piagentini responding. We'll take it. If you got two kids, all your worries are gone.
Yeah, well, the thing about two kids is the second one's easier.
Hey, you feed them both at the same time.
No. By that time, you're used to no sleep. You're used to changing them in all hours of the night.
Good evening, ladies.
They are so cute.
And you are so man crazy. Where are your parents?
I don't know, but I'm starving.
Mom! Dad! Come on, we're hungry!
I'm tired of these family disturbances where they don't press charges.
Good night.
Good evening, ladies. Look, that man was going off, and it's our duty to take him in. It's not right. There's no reason why we should be called out on a call like this and not do the paperwork.
Lose the whole thing. It's out of our sector. Nobody gets hurt.
Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me, please. I got a wife. I got two kids. Come on! Come on! Oh. Please don't shoot me. No more. Please. Damn cop won't die! What's the matter with him? He just won't die.
worked side by side, they died side by side, and today they were honored. No one had seen anything quite like the inspector's funeral held in the Bronx this morning for Patrolman Waverly Jones, attended by hundreds of his colleagues, by Mayor Lindsay, Police Commissioner Murphy, and the slain officer's family. Hours later, in another moving display of support, Patrolman Joseph Piagentini was laid to rest on Long Island. Police officers from around the country came to pay their respects. Jones and Piagentini are the 6th and 7th New York policemen gunned down this year, triggering a nationwide manhunt. The Black Liberation Army, an offshoot of the Black Panther Party, is taking credit for the latest killings. Piagentini is survived by his young widow and 2 small children. Their fellow officers vow that Waverly Jones and Joseph Piagentini will not be forgotten.
Jam! Let's go! Get out of here!
Code 406. I'm in pursuit of a 1972 Lincoln, California plates. 2 suspects, heavily armed. Run Alabama, heading south.
Come on, move this baby!
California plate 250, Baker Lucky Zebra. Request backup units. Be alert backup units.
Wrong River Street, heading east. Intercept! Intercept! I'm losing him!
Woo, all right, whoever that be. All right, we burned that sucker. Whoa. Man, we got another one. Lose him, man, lose him. Drive, brother, drive.
Albert Washington. Anthony Bottom. I hope you got your toothbrushes. You're not going home again.
Hi, I'm Detective Bill Butler from New York. McCoy's expecting me.
Inspector, Bill Butler from New York. You sure didn't waste any time getting here. Charter your own flight?
Yeah, lots of heat on this one. Here's the ballistics report. Everything checks out. The pearl handle .45 found in the car is the murder weapon used by Bottom when he shot the cops in New York.
What about the .38 we found on Washington?
Serial numbers checked out. It was Waverly Jones's gun. Any sign of Piagentini's gun?
Nothing yet. I sure hope your witnesses can make a positive ID after 3 months.
Me too. Remember now, Gloria, take your time.
Can they see us?
No, we can see them. They can't see us.
Number 1, stand forward. Number 2. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7, 8,
'Can I see number 2 again?
number 2, stand forward.
Yes. That's the man I saw shoot the black police officer. Number 2. Yes, that's him, I'm sure.
No, I don't recognize nobody.
Ruth, look at all of them again and remember to take your time.
I want to help. I do, but no.
It's okay, thank you, Ruth.
Number 2, the guy in the striped shirt?
Number 2, step forward.
No, that's not the guy who shot Officer Jones. He was thinner in the jaw. You could see his jawbone real good. Looks like him, but I can't be sure.
Thank you, Ruth.
That'll be all, thanks.
Inspector McCoy, what do you got? Herman Bell. Great.
May have something for you. Washington and Bottom live in a house on Divisadero Street. That's here in San Francisco at BLA headquarters, we think. We've been photographing people going in and out. See this guy? He's Herman Bell. Washington and Bottom were driving his car. Now, these two guys here, right? That's Gabriel and Francisco Torres. The thing is, these guys live in New York. Is there any Latinos in the BLA?
Yeah, we've got a few. We think there was a backup team. This might be the guys we're looking for. Can you make a copy of this file for me? You got it.
Nobody moves. Just stay where you are.
Hey, ready?
Freeze. Just freeze right here. Freeze. Don't even try it. Come on, compadre. Just hold it right there. Right. Here, we've heard it before. Right.
Where'd he go? Stop! Stop! Get out! Don't do it! Get your hands off my kids! Don't do it! Stop, kids! Stop! Stop it!
It's over, Bill.
Get your hands off my kids! What are you doing?
Francisco Torres?
Stop it! Let me go! You leave my kids alone! Francisco! No!
Gabriel Torres? Come here, sweetheart. Somebody take this child.
You take your hands off of my kids, you honky!
She's gonna be all right. She'll be at the shelter. Gabriel Torres, Francisco Torres, you are under arrest for the murders of police officers Waverly Jones and Joseph P. Angentini.
What are you talking about? Typical racist crap!
Yeah. All right, everybody up.
Back to the pit! You would treat a white woman like this white woman! This is going to nothing!
You cooperate, honey, and you can get your babies right back.
Good morning, Charlie.
Want to talk about Goldstein?
No lesser clear, Charlie.
Oh, come on, Bob.
Charlie, the guy strangled his own mother with a prayer shawl. Come on.
He was a victim of a repressive religious upbringing.
What did you have for breakfast? See you in court, Charlie.
You're a real bleeding heart, Bob.
Oh, Mr. Hogan called to make sure you got the file.
Right here.
And Bill Butler's waiting inside.
Okay, could you close the door? Bill? Hi. I'm Bob Tannenbaum.
Hi, how you doing?
All right, how are you? Why don't you have a seat?
It's okay, I'll stay.
Bill, I just inherited Jones Piagentini, and I wanted to ask you some questions.
What happened to George Adams?
He's being transferred to Queens. Bill, let me see if I got this right. We have 2 eyewitnesses, but one of them failed to make a positive identification, right? We have 2 material witnesses, Rachel Torres and Alexandra Horn, both of whom were in the Torres apartment the night of the killings, right?
That's right.
All right, now here's the part I'm having trouble with, Bill. Where are these women now?
Rikers?
Rikers, right. And have they been charged in the case?
No, they haven't been charged with anything.
Then why are they in prison?
After we arrested the Torres brothers, we put the 2 women in an apartment under police watch. They ran away. When they were found, months later, we put them in Rikers.
And how long have they been there?
About 13 months.
13 months. I read it. I didn't believe it. 2 women, both of whom have 3 children, have been in prison for over a year, separated from their kids, and you guys wonder why they won't talk to you.
These women aren't your basic PTA mothers. They're black revolutionaries.
These women are not on trial, but they can help us keep some killers in prison.
You know, Tannenbaum, we all want the same thing here. I mean, we've been under intense pressure for 2 years from the PBA, from the commissioner, and we needed to make something happen.
Well, you made something happen. You ruined them as witnesses. Either they'll be so hostile they won't testify, or if they do, defense will say they did it just to get out of jail.
What do you want me to say?
Bill, I asked you to come here today because I wanted you to be the first to know. I'm putting Cliff Fenton in as detective in charge of this case.
Wait a minute, let me get this straight. Are you telling me I'm fired off this case?
I need a black cop on this thing.
Black cop, terrific.
And he's as good as we've got on this force.
So what do you want me to say?
I want you to say you'll stay on and you'll work with us.
I broke my back for 2 years. I sweated for 2 years. This case...
And you're 10 steps ahead of the rest of us. And you're a terrific cop. And I need your help.
Yeah, I'm gonna play along. See, I don't like cop killers.
Remember, this is a team game, all right? Come on, come on. Come on, pass it. Pass it off, there you go. Come on, up, you're open. All right, all right.
I don't think they're gonna make it to Madison Square Garden.
Beat stealing hubcaps. Hey, Cliff, thanks for coming over so fast, huh?
No problem. What's the urgency?
I just caught Jones Piagentini.
Oh, great. They take a hotshot young attorney and put him in the hottest, toughest case in New York City. Way to go, Tanny. Just don't mess it up.
Easier said than done. The case is a disaster, Cliff. I want to put you on as detective in charge, see if we can turn it around. Come on, Ellis, pass the ball. There you go. There you go. Not like that. What are you, a showboat?
It's pretty good. What are you trying to do, get him to play like a white boy?
All right, that's enough. Come on, hit the showers. Let's go. Hey. What do you say?
Count me in. What have you got?
I got 4 guys in custody. 2 of them were actually involved in the killings, and 2 were like a backup team. Here's the man we don't have. Herman Bell. He's the leader of the group. This man took Piagentini's gun and shot the officer with it. We don't have him. We don't have the gun. I think we need both of them to win.
How much time have we got?
5 weeks. 6 tops. That's it.
They're handing us a case they couldn't solve in 2 years, and they want us to flush it right out of a hole. Find a gun that could be anywhere in 6 weeks?
Yeah.
Are you telling me the truth?
Take an oath.
What's the big deal? Who is this chick?
She's Ollie Holmes' younger sister.
So?
So she was in Torres' apartment the night of the killings.
How'd you find her?
I got a tip from Ollie's 6-year-old daughter that our Aunt Christine was in town.
That's why we need a black detective in charge, right, to talk to 6-year-old kids?
Who said I was a black detective?
Look, you don't need me in there.
Hey, Father, come on.
That's okay. You and Tannenbaum can handle it.
Miss Rowe, I've been very anxious to talk with you.
About what?
About what happened the night the 2 police officers were murdered.
I don't have anything to say.
She doesn't have anything to say.
It happened a long time ago. It's old news.
I don't think you understand something. 2 police officers were assassinated on the streets of New York. We're going to trial in about 5 weeks, and you're going on the stand, and you're going to tell what happened that night. Now. I'd like to hear it from you in your own words, please.
Oh, you'll take my kids away like Adam
This has
did?
nothing to do with kids. This is you and me. It's right here, right now. You know what? Forget the hotel. 8 hours, 8 days. I don't care. It's up to you. Laura, can we have some food here, please? Pizza, soft drinks, I don't care.
I don't want to get mixed up in this anymore.
Hold on. You're already mixed up in it. You were in the Torres' apartment the night of the killings, remember?
But they knew how I felt. I didn't agree with their politics. If you call killing people politics, I don't. That isn't politics to me. That's just plain murder.
Get back to you. I think you better start telling it then, Christine, because no one's going to know what you believe. Okay? Why don't you just sit there? Because I've got all day.
You gotta call my wife and tell her that I'll be home late.
We were sitting around drinking and smoking. Rachel, Allie, me, Gabriel, Francisco, Bottom, and Bill.
Go on, please.
The guys were antsy, and you knew something was going to come down, but you just didn't know what. So after dinner, the dudes split. We cleaned up, took care of the kids, put them to bed, listened to the radio, read magazines, nothing special. And then Gabriel came back. And then Washington.
Man, you out of shape. It's all that wine you've been drinking.
Yeah? What about you? You ain't breathing so easy, huh?
This bulletin has just been handed to me.
Hey, turn up the radio.
Two police officers have been shot in Harlem. One officer is dead. The second has been wounded and is being rushed to Harlem Hospital. The identities of the 2 officers have not been released. Stay tuned for more details as information is made available to this station.
Boom, boom, boom. We off to pigs. Boom, 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 boom. We off to pigs.
Yeah, one of the pigs was black. I didn't know one of the pigs would be black.
What, man? A pig is a pig. You waste them all.
I'm not in this to kill brothers, man.
That's the way it came up. This is a war. Hey, was it on the news?
Yeah, it was on the news. One of the cops is still alive.
That's Herman's guy. Man, you ain't much of a shot, are you? Just lucky pigs ain't elephants. You got stomped. My man went down like that. Bang, bang, bang. Like a tree. And that's Herman, boy, pumping away like a machine gun. The pigs just wiggling, and Herman's shooting, and this dude's balling. Don't shoot me no more. They gonna shoot me, don't shoot me. We are victorious. The troops of the BLA have done their duty.
Yeah! Right! Here's a report from Harlem Hospital on the police shooting that took place earlier at the Colonial Park Housing Project. The second officer has died. I repeat, the second officer has died. It's official now. Both officers are dead. And now, back.
Party time! Yeah!
Gotta walk with my baby. You want party? Oh.
Don't shoot me. Don't shoot me. Oh, I got
Rachel took part in the celebration?
As much as she takes part in anything.
Allie?
Yes.
And you? You're telling me that you took part in the celebration, too, is that right?
Yes. Yes, I did.
How long did the party go on?
It would still be going on if Bottom and Washington hadn't been caught.
My name is Bob Tannenbaum, the assistant DA. I'll be trying the Jones Piagentini case as Detective Fenton.
How many times I have to tell you, pigs, I don't know any Anthony Bottom. And I don't know any Albert Washington. And I don't know any Herman Bell. And I don't know the Therese brothers.
They were in the apartment with you when you were picked up.
Just because you bring this Uncle Tom in here doesn't mean I'm gonna start talking.
You didn't talk to them other pigs, and we ain't gonna talk to you.
So you're just wasting your time and ours.
Okay. Is there anything else you want to say?
Oink, oink.
Let's get something straight here. I've got 2 dead police officers, 2 widows, and some children who've lost their fathers. To some people in the civilized world, that still means something. So you see, you are going to testify, and you are going to tell the truth. Before we get to that, I want to get you out of here. You put her in an apartment, you get your children back. When you're settled and your kids are in school, perhaps you'd like to come up to my office and we can have a nice, direct, and honest talk with respect for each other. Okay? Okay?
Can I speak to the black officer for a minute?
No problem.
A moment ago, I was not the Tom, now I'm the black police officer.
Well, which one are you?
What do you want to know?
Is he for real?
I say he's for real, he's for real.
Frazier pulls up the key and finds Reed open. Reed slams for an easy 2 overrun zone.
Yes.
Would come out on Frazier, leaving Reed free, and the Knicks are up by 8. Ball to the forecourt. Into unself basement.
Hello.
Hi.
Are you Mr. Tannenbaum?
Yes, and you're Mrs. Piagentini.
Thanks for seeing me tonight.
Oh,
I
no.
work during the day.
No problem. I was just, I was working late myself. Here, why don't you sit down? Sorry.
I hear you're handling the case now that Mr. Adams is no longer on it.
That's right.
You're young, aren't you? I mean, I didn't expect them to pick someone so young. It's been over 2 years now. Joey is dead and the killers haven't been punished. They take off an experienced man and they put on a young man. I mean, what are they doing, dumping it?
No.
Don't they care?
Mrs. Piagentini, they care a lot.
My kids were 1 and 2 years old, and they will never know their father. Somebody shoots him in the back and nothing happens. How do I raise my kids? I mean, what do I tell them about being good when killers on the street just get off?
Mrs. Piagentini, these killers are not getting off. Not if I have anything to say about it. Now, please, just sit down. Let me call downstairs and see if I can get us some coffee or some soft drinks.
Mr. Tannenbaum, you have to know something. My life stopped the day that Joey was killed, and it hasn't started again, and it's not going to until the killers are brought to justice.
I know how you feel.
No, how can you know how I feel? Oh. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I won't bother you anymore tonight. But I'll be watching you. And I'll be holding you responsible.
All right, Mrs. Piagentini. That's fine with me.
You'll convict them, won't you?
Like I said, I'll do everything I can.
But you will convict them.
Yes. I will convict them.
Bob, Butler, I just got a call from New Orleans. They arrested a bunch of BLA types in a bank robbery. Yeah, and they think we should get down there right away.
Good morning, men. Morning. I'm Detective Lieutenant Delson. I'll be your contact here in New Orleans. This is Bob Tannenbaum, New York City District Attorney.
How you doing?
Detectives Fenton and Butler from New York City. This is Inspector McCoy from San Francisco. Agents Clark, Brooks, the FBI. I think the rest of you know each other. Linda McGill. That's Herman Bell's wife. And that photograph was taken at the Round Robin Bar and Grill. That's Herman Bell.
Any news on Bell?
No, nothing yet. But if we can find out where Linda McGill lives, we might find Herman there.
It's not her either. What do we do now?
Sit tight, Bill. Just sit tight.
Now I said, baby, baby, what you trying to do? I said, baby, what you trying to do? Well, I watched you last night and you tried to poison my pasta bazoo. Yeah.
Just score. Dave.
It's Fenton. They followed Linda McGill to this address.
All right.
That's it.
All right.
Great. Let's roll, men.
Okay, look, this is right down the alley. There's a television on inside, but I didn't see anybody inside the house.
Okay, New York, it's your show. Police homicides have priority over bank jobs. How you want to handle this?
Well, I mean, we don't even know Herman Bell's inside. Do we?
Linda's got a kid. Somebody's taking care of it.
Yeah, Herman Bell, maybe, maybe not. I mean, it could be somebody else. Suppose it's not him. We kick in the door, Linda's tip. I mean, she's all we've got if she doesn't know we're onto her.
I say he's in there.
I agree. And the trouble is, he may have some machine gun in his hand. We have to worry about that.
Men, you ready to roll?
Whoa, whoa. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Oh, Jay, can you get these guys to sit on this thing till morning or not?
Yeah, that's fine with me, but we can't hold out too long in this neighborhood because our stakeout's going to be burned by breakfast time.
Can you excuse me for a minute?
We're gonna have a dead nigger here.
In no case, we're going to swing for it.
Well, let me try. I can do it. Look.
Got a mustache?
I'm cute, too.
Wait,
what the hell is he going to?
Man comes with his own bag of tricks. Bill, why don't you back him up, huh?
You got it.
Stay on channel 1.
I can see him.
What you doing?
Bending down by the car.
Bending down by the car. What's he bending down by the car for?
He's walking towards me. back to you.
Oh, he's heading back to us. What was that about?
I don't know. Ask him when you see him.
I ain't talking to you. Get off of this. What was that all about?
A little sociology, LJ. If anybody figures it out, let me know.
Son of a gun, you New Yorkers. You go ahead.
Somebody's coming out.
Is it him?
It's Linda, baby. She's heading for the car. She's pulling out. Somebody pick her up a magazine.
All right, let's roll, man.
Listen, everybody stay cool. Just don't move. Just wait.
She's getting out of the car.
What's she doing now?
She's walking. Wait a minute. She's bending down. She's got a flat tire.
Like hell. She's got 2 flat tires. I never knew a lady who would change her own tire while an old man was sitting on his stuff. Did you?
Sociology.
Sociology!
What's happening? Nothing. Not one damn thing.
Just wait a minute.
Somebody's coming on now. Bingo, it's Bill. Is he armed? I can't tell. He's got his kid with him.
God, who's gonna figure on that? Let's wait a minute. We can do it. We can do it. Let's do it. Come on. Take him. Take him. Hey, man. What's happening?
Got a flat. There it is.
Pop his car and spread your legs.
Let's move.
I said don't move. Okay, man. Okay. Just don't hurt my kids. It's over. As we go. Okay, Bill. It's your car.
You have the right to remain silent, do you understand? Anything you say may be held against you, do you understand? If you don't have attorney, one will be provided for you for free of charge, do you understand? Now you've been made aware of your rights. Do you want to make a statement? Do you understand?
Get him in the car.
You're good. Thanks for not killing my kid.
Just step inside the front door.
You know, it's not the kind of stuff you're going to find at a bait and tackle shop.
That's all of it, Bob. Tells me a whole lot of it.
But no Piagentini gun, right?
I look everywhere.
Hand down.
Get a load of this.
Is it Herman Bell?
Tony Bottom.
Tony Bottom? Who's this guy here? I can't make him out.
I don't know.
Who's
Well,
that?
that's Lester Bertram Day, one of the bank robbers we picked up.
Ah, hello. Maybe we better have a crack at this guy, huh, Bill?
Yeah.
Can I hold on to this?
Sure thing.
Thanks for your help, huh?
Okay.
Where's Cliff?
With the FBI.
What could they be doing for 2 hours? What's going on?
Still in with the FBI.
What does it take to talk to a guy about a cockamamie bank robbery? Let's get him.
I'm not looking to get into a confrontation with the FBI.
King, you've had Bell in there for 2 hours. Now it's my turn.
You'll get him. What are you worried about?
Wait a minute. Maybe you didn't understand me. I want to talk to Bell now.
You'll get her right after the arraignment.
After the court assigns him a lawyer? What are you, crazy? I want Bell now. Wait a minute, you're not going anyplace. Now go back in there and bring him here quick.
Okay. Okay. What do you want?
That room over there will be fine, thank you. Take the handcuffs off him, please.
Make it quick.
Thank you. Herman, would you please have a seat? Herman, my name is Bob Tannenbaum, the Assistant District Attorney for New York County. I'm in charge of the case. I want to talk to you about the murder of two police officers, Waverly Jones and Joseph Piagentini, that took place May 21st, 1971, Friday night. Before I talk to you, you have been advised of your rights, haven't you?
Yeah.
You don't want to talk to us? You don't have to. You want a lawyer? Just say so, okay?
I don't have any problem.
You got a big one, pal. See this? That's a warrant. It's for you. It's not for him. It's not for him. It's not for me. It's not for anybody else in this room. It's for the murder of Jones and for the murder of Piagentini, the two cops that you killed. Now, your four friends are in jail in New York. Your other friends in the apartment the night of the killings have all testified before the grand jury. Everybody's told their side of the story. This is your chance. You want to tell your side? It's fine. But I will tell you, if you do, we're making no deals. I will also tell you that the death penalty, having been struck down, no longer applies to you.
And I got nothing to worry about.
Is that so? Your friends told us you were the leader of the execution squad.
Must be some mistake.
It's no mistake, Herman.
Now, how can I prove to you that I have not been in New York State since 1967?
It's not going to work, Herman. You know why? See the way I'm sitting here on this desk? This is exactly the way you were sitting on the white Mustang just before you killed the two police officers. You know how I know? Because we got your prints off the car. So I don't think there's 12 people in New York County who are going to believe you. Unless, of course, somebody else is using your hands. What do you think? Come on, Herman, let's have it. Come on.
What do you want, man? Let's work something out, okay?
All right, that's it. Take it now.
Want to get it on right now, we'll do it. But we don't want a confrontation, that's all.
I'm telling you, we don't want a here.
Let it go! Just let it go!
You understand? Knock it off!
Come on. Now.
What are you, nuts? I said, cool it. Come on.
You had him.
Yeah.
Bell was ready.
See this guy with Tony Bottom, Herman Bell? His name is Lester Bertram Day. Elson's got him down in the can. Go check him out, please.
Sure, man, we heard this. Like I say, he knows where it's at. Look, we've been taking crap too long. Changes have got to be made.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and the BLA's doing it, dig?
I can even understand how something good can come out of all of this. It's taking people up. Publicity, intimidation, and even attention for your cause.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're talking about killing policemen and stepping over the line. It doesn't make sense.
What's got to be done? We got to rock the foundation of this honky racist society.
Is that what Washington said? He's a pretty clever fellow, is he?
Yeah.
And this Tony Bollins, what is he now? The general?
General? Look, man, he's nothing but a dumb private with a big mouth.
And it's Herman Bell for sure. He's the one. But there's one thing that worries me about this whole thing is the fact that a young man like you has got to go behind bars for 20 years for bank robbery.
Oh, no, man. No way. Forget it.
Is that right? Then you must have a way to add that I never heard of.
Oh, look, man. If I catch some heavy time, then I'll holler for you, okay?
Well, but why would you come hollering to me for? This is what I don't understand.
because I got me a little ace in the hole. And if I gotta play it, I'm gonna play it good.
I understand. You can't be stopped now.
Hear ye, hear ye. Part 38 of the Supreme Court of the State of New York is now in session. Honorable Justice Aloysius Melia presiding. Draw near and ye shall be heard. Please be seated. Your Honor, the defendant, the jurors, and the people are all present. Judge Melia, the case on trial, the people of the State of New York versus Herman Bell, Anthony Bottom, Albert Washington, Gabriel Torres, and Francisco Torres is ready to proceed.
Now, please, Miss Rowe, do you see in the courtroom the men who were in the apartment celebrating the killing of the 2 police officers?
Yes.
Would you rise, please, point them out, and tell us who they are?
That's Albert Washington. That's Herman Bell. That's Francisco Torres. That's Gabriel Torres. And that's Tony Bottom.
So you say that you were questioned every day by the assistant district attorney at the time, George Adams, and when you told him nothing, you were put back in jail. Is that right?
Yes.
Where were your children during all those weeks that you were in jail?
At the shelter.
Did you get to see them at all during that time?
No.
And when they brought you back to Mr. Adams again, and again, and again, did he shout at you and threaten you and say, "We're gonna lock you up forever"? Is that right?
Yes, it was said.
Didn't you think that if you told Mr. Adams what he wanted to hear, that you'd get out of jail and you'd be reunited with your children?
Of course.
All right. Now, let's skip to August of 1973. Over a year later, suddenly, there's a new man in charge of the case, Mr. Tannenbaum. And he came to see you at Rikers Prison, and he said that he would take you and Rachel out of prison and put you in an apartment and reunite you with your children, whom you hadn't seen in over a year. Is that right?
Yes.
And all you had to do was agree to testify against these men.
I knew this was coming.
No, he didn't say anything like that.
Ah, but without saying it, he implied it.
No, he said what he said.
And he checked you out of Rikers Prison, where you had been held all those months without being charged, and he put you in a nice apartment, gave you a TV, brought you food, and reunited you with your children. Isn't that right?
Yes.
And having your children back and being in that apartment, that was much better than being at Rikers, wasn't it?
Now, what do you think?
I think it was better. So much better that you were willing to say things that weren't true in order not to go back. Isn't that so, Miss Warren? Do you remember speaking with Detective Butler on the night of the occurrence?
Yes.
And as you just testified, you told him that you saw the shooting through an opening in the bushes as you and Ruth were walking back to Ruth's father's car?
Yes.
Why don't you take a look at that? It's a copy of Detective Butler's notes of the interview that evening. Well, now that you've read it, are you sure you don't want to change your testimony?
No.
But Detective Butler's notes state very clearly that you told him that when you saw the shooting, you were sitting on Ruth's father's car. Miss Lapp, Would you look at me instead of Mr. Tannenbaum? And please, try to answer my questions without any of his help.
Your Honor, I object to that.
Your Honor, she was looking directly at him.
I wasn't looking at him.
That's enough, gentlemen. Let's continue.
Miss Lapp, I was asking you, did you tell Detective Butler that when you saw the shooting that you were sitting on Ruth's father's car?
Your Honor, would you please ask Mr. Skelton to step away from the witness? I can neither hear her nor see her, and he's badgering her.
Mr. Skelton, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Did you tell him that you were sitting on the car?
Yes, I must have. He wrote it down.
But do you remember it? Please speak up. Do you remember telling Detective Butler that?
She's folding. She's killing us.
No.
You really don't remember any of this, do you?
You remember at the San Francisco lineup, you were unable to identify anyone as Officer Jones's killer, but still you thought that one of the men maybe looked like him?
Yeah, but the killer was thinner in the jaw. You could see his jawbone real good.
Would you lift these, please?
That's him. That's the man who killed Officer Jones.
Tony Bottom.
Yeah, I can see it now. They're the same man. I'm sure of it. I can identify him.
What are we going to do?
Ruth. What does the doctor say about your condition?
Well, I'm 5 months pregnant, and I'm bleeding.
Could be a problem.
Yeah. He said no excitement. He said I gotta stay home. I gotta stay in bed a lot, or I'll lose a baby. Mr. Tannenbaum, I want to help. Killing people. Nobody should do that. They should be punished no matter who they are. Maybe the trial can get postponed until I get better.
Ruth, it's taken 2 years to come to trial. I don't think the judge would grant a continuance.
But you want me to testify. You need me. That's why you came here, isn't it?
I don't know. I wish we could get her on the stand.
You kid, Harold Skelton would tear her apart. Think I want a miscarriage on my hands?
Skelton would never attack a young pregnant girl. And this is the reason why the jury will love her, believe me.
Cliff, stick to the police work. Let me do the trial work.
Excuse me.
Hey, I'm sorry, all right? It's just that Harold Skelton is not going to play by the rules. He's a radical. He believes in the BLA. He'll do anything for it. Detective Butler, do you recognize these fingerprints?
Yes, sir.
To whom do they belong, please?
Herman Bell.
Herman Bell. The people offer into evidence Exhibit 117, Herman Bell's fingerprints lifted from the white Mustang at the scene of the murders. Let the record reflect that I am now handing them to Mr. Skelton. See him make those go away.
Thanks. Detective Butler, you were told by Inspector McCoy in San Francisco that there was a house where BLA members, including Herman Bell, went in and out. Is that right?
Yes.
And you went inside that house, and you searched it, and you found Herman Bell's fingerprints.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you. No further questions.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Oh, Detective Butler. Do you like the BLA? Is that a yes or a no?
No.
Oh, so your answer is no, you do not like the BLA.
Yes.
You consider them criminals, don't you?
Objection, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Isn't it also fair to say that you consider them scum?
Your Honor, I
and that you
object
have
to that.
no regard for their political philosophy?
Yes, that's fair to say.
And isn't it a fact that you took the prints of Herman Bell that you found in the apartment in San Francisco and that you placed them in the same file with the vehicle prints?
Absolutely not.
And isn't it also a fact that you deliberately switched those prints in order to frame Herman Bell just because he's a black revolutionary?
Your Honor, this is totally reprehensible behavior on defense's part. There is no evidence
Your
whatsoever
Honor,
to support this defense contention that this witness would be lying.
Evidence number 117 are in fact Herman Bell's prints, but not that they were found on the automobile.
Your Honor, this is totally preposterous. Ridiculous, they'll probably believe it.
Mr. Foreman, will you please rise? Will the defendants please rise? Have you reached a verdict?
No, Your Honor, we have not. Mr. Foreman, you've been deliberating for quite some time. Do you believe it would be worthwhile to continue?
No, Your Honor. I believe we are hopelessly deadlocked.
Very well. I'm discharging the jury and declaring a mistrial.
Wrong, Mr. Tannenbaum.
We obviously didn't make our case clear enough to the jury.
Are you saying it was your fault?
Draw your own conclusions.
When will there be a retrial?
I can't say at this time.
Do you think District Attorney Hogan will replace you on the case?
I don't think for Mr. Hogan. Piazzatini? Bob Tannenbaum. I'm afraid I have some bad news for you.
You know, this is a rough neighborhood. I had to think twice in my mind before I decided to come down here to find you.
Do I know you? How did you find me, Cliff?
What do you think? It's only brothers I know to track down.
Some question.
Hey, you don't look so hot.
Today's a good day. Yesterday, I sat in bed all day, and I kept going over and over in my head. What went wrong?
So you lost the trial. I mean, it had to happen eventually.
It's not just a trial, Cliff. 2 good men died right here. And everybody in the world knows those guys are guilty. If I can't make the system work here, I might as well find something else to do in life.
Well, maybe you weren't good enough. Man, Skelton ran you ragged. It was terrible. It was awful. I mean, you had you on the defensive the whole time.
Kidding me? Do I need a friend like this?
Listen, you better get your act together or those animals are gonna walk.
Oh, good. Good. You're just the man I want to see. I want to get all the witnesses back. I want to get Allie. I want to get Gloria, Ruth, everybody, because I'll tell you something. Skelton's not going to rattle him this time. And I want to get that file on Herman Bell's fingerprints. I want to go through it with a fine-tooth comb. What?
Listen to me. I just got a call from my man Delcer in New Orleans. Lester Day called 15 for bank robbery. He's got an ace in the hole he wants to play for exchange of getting him out of New Orleans.
What's his ace?
He claims he knows where Herman Bell buried Pierre Gentili's service revolver.
Kidding?
I'm not kidding.
It's terrific. Let's get to New Orleans right away. I'm going to put that gun right down into Herman Bell's hand.
Marshal, will you take the cuffs off him?
Man's under our jurisdiction.
I'll take the weight. I'm going to call Bud.
Here's the drawing Lester gave us at the farm where it says Herman Bell buried Pierre Gentili's gun. Now, Lester says an old lady there named Nana gave him and Bell supper, and then some old guy whose name he doesn't remember gave Bell one of those, you know, like a post hole digger, you know, like 2 shovels.
You know that Herman Bell's grandmama has a little farm right here in Yazoo County? She could be the Nana you folks are looking for.
There you go. Okay, let's go. We got a little daylight left. Let's just keep going.
Excuse me, Mr. Tenenbaum, right. I'm afraid I'm going to have to break this up. We just got a call from the federal marshal. I got to get Lester Day back to New Orleans, get him on a plane. He's been summoned to testify in Los Angeles.
Lester.
Okay, fine. Well, you can have him as soon as we're through with him.
We're going to tag along.
You can do whatever you want, my friend.
We're gonna eat. Is there any
All this
food?
tomorrow.
That's it. Grandmama Nana's.
No, it ain't.
Say what?
What?
Lester, the man said this is Bell's grandmama's farm.
I can't help it. It ain't the one I was at.
Well, then you wasn't at Nana's.
Get your butt out and look around.
I don't have to, man. I mean, look at the damn map I draw. I mean, there ain't no chicken coops, and the well ain't where it's supposed to be. And
They can move any damn chicken coop.
Wait a minute, Cliff. Wait a minute. I think Lester's right. This isn't the farm he drew.
New York. Grandmama Bell has a real good friend named Ulysses Tatum. Could be his place Lester was at.
What about it, Lester? Ulysses Tatum ring a bell to you?
But what I can't understand, Lester, is why is this sudden lapse of memory?
I don't remember, okay?
Where's Tatum's place?
It's over near Jackson. I can get you over there first thing in the morning.
Morning, huh?
Hey, look, I gotta go to the bathroom, okay?
Hold it till tomorrow.
Mr. Tannenbaum? Yeah. Yeah, Marshal.
I'm sorry, but I got to have your boy Lester Day. He's under subpoena in Los Angeles, and I'm afraid I've got to get him on an airplane.
Look, Marshal, you know what I'm dealing with here. I'm dealing with a double murder of policemen, okay?
I understand.
I know what you're up against with your superiors. Anything you can do to help me with the brass, I'd appreciate it, okay?
You're pushing this.
Tomorrow morning, I promise. Thanks. I really appreciate it. Great accommodations.
Great food.
Great food. Huh? What more could you ask for?
You know the best thing about being down here?
These are good. Well,
When we find the gun, we get to go home.
you know, but it's so weird. You know, Herman Bell and I could have marched together in the same demonstrations when I went to Berkeley. It's so strange. Now here I am, trying to put him away for life.
I don't care if Bell marched arm in arm with Dr. Martin Luther King in Biloxi. In New York City, he killed 2 police officers. And for that, he's going to pay.
Amen.
Amen. Good night, Jenny.
Good night, Cliff. Lester.
Don't get so excited. This is it.
It better be.
Let's drive around back. Wait a minute, man. Something's wrong.
Lester, what are you doing to us?
Right now. Wait a minute.
This whole story about a buried gun is full of nothing but cockamamie stories.
Hey, no, man. I'm telling you.
If you think New Orleans was worse than your ass, just wait till I take you to school.
Hey, wait a minute.
What is it, Lester? Come on, it better be good. What is it?
Hey, Panama, remember I told you that Herman buried the gun by a fence post in
Yeah,
the
what
corner?
about it?
Well, hey, man, there ain't no fence.
So maybe they changed the fence. Maybe they took the fence out. Maybe you saw it differently through those crazy eyes of yours.
Hey, no,
What are you
I
doing
saw
here?
it right, okay? I know I saw it right. This go.
What?
Hey, wait a minute. Hey, that's him.
That's who?
That's the old dude who gave Herman the fence post digger to dig a
Ulysses
hole.
Tatum?
You don't know where it's buried, man.
Hold it. We gotta cut this
Look,
thing short.
would you stop bothering me? I got business here.
I've got my
I'm
orders.
trying a double murder case. Leave me alone.
I told you. Don't know no Herman Bell, don't know no Lester, or what you call it. Got nothing to say till I see the judge.
Okay, they'll take care of that.
Let's go, Lester.
Well, if he wants a judge, you get him a judge. Here's our judge.
Hello, sir.
Judge Walters, Bob Tannenbaum, New
Pleasure to
York
meet you.
City.
Really appreciate you
District
coming over
Attorney.
to help us out.
Hello, Ulysses. How are you?
Good. Fine.
Nice.
How's yourself?
What's this?
Oh, well, the judge figured you fellas could use a little help. Hell, Route 22 and wait another day.
I like the way you operate, LJ.
Right over there.
That was right down there.
Right down there.
Well, thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
All right, man, come on, let's get out here. You start digging right on the other side of this big tree laying down here. Come on, move it. What'd he say?
None of my business, but how do you suppose the judge got old Ulysses to talk so fast?
Well, it's just a little tit for tat, you might say. So Ulysses does a little moonshining up this way now and then, you know. So the judge probably said to him, "What's it gonna be, Ulysses? You gonna start vocalizing? You gonna start picking up pieces of busted steel?"
I like it. Let's go.
All right.
Tannenbaum, it's over. Taking Lester Day and I'm taking him now.
I tell you, I told you I'm not giving him up yet.
The hell you are not.
What are you gonna do, shoot me?
Well, I'll be. Hey, man, looks like I got me a Roscoe.
Come here, toss that up.
38 for the special.
All right.
Where's Piagentini's gun?
In the shopping bag.
In the shopping bag? Cliff, if there's any trouble, please let me do the talking, okay?
Why should I let you do the talking? You do the talking at the trial. This is my turn.
Cliff, I'm serious. Let me take
I
care
want
of
to get
this.
us through this gate. Don't worry about a thing.
Please.
What's this?
Please.
Please.
Excuse me, officer. Do you have a weapon on you?
Sure, I have my service revolver.
Sorry, but I've got to ask.
But no chance, man. I'm an officer of the law.
Regulations, sir. You can't get on board that aircraft armed.
What are you talking about? That's for civilians, not
Would
me.
you give the guard your revolver, please? He's only doing his duty.
Well, listen, I understand what
Cliff,
you're
would
talking
you give the
about. I
guard your
don't
gun,
agree
please,
with
so
it.
we can get on the plane, please?
You know, take care.
We're late. Cliff, just give him your gun, will you? We're going to be late for the plane.
All right, you and the rules. Okay, there's my gun, but take care of it. You had to kill 18 men. I don't want to tell you something right now. I'm going to write to Congress, my president, the B'nai B'rith, the Muslims, and everybody else what you're doing. You don't have a right to take my gun.
I got plans for August, all right? I'm sorry about this.
Okay. Have a good trip.
Don't forget Washington. I think we're weak on Washington.
Tony, relax.
Relax. Yeah. How can you eat that at a time like this?
Does that mean my lunch and
Bobby,
just relax?
Bob, it's Diane Piagentini.
Hello. I hope you have a stronger case this time.
I hope so, too. I mean, I do. We do.
In the San Francisco lineup, I couldn't identify Anthony Bottom because his jaw was puffy. And I would have to be 1,000% certain before I identified someone in a murder case.
And now? Now are you 1,000% certain?
Yes, sir. I'm 1,000% certain.
Now, Miss Horn, you have stated that when Anthony Bottom came back to the apartment that night, he said, "We offed some pigs."
Yes.
We. Now, let me talk to you about something. All of the defendants are baseball fans of the New York Mets.
Right on.
And if the Mets won,
Let's go, Mets.
they would sometimes say, "Hey, we won, we won!" In a general sense, when they weren't actually talking about themselves.
Not that I recall, you know.
Come, Miss Horn, please. Isn't this a common way of talking?
Look, Your Honor, if the defense is willing to stipulate that Defendant Bottom said, "We offed some pigs," I will be more than happy to let the jury decide what he meant by that.
No more questions, Your Honor.
So let you sit down.
I can't do it. I can't do it right. I even practice in front of a mirror. I say the right things then, but then in court in front of everybody, it's different.
I know.
DA guy mixes me up. I feel stupid. I get scared. They scare me, Mr. Tannenbaum. I'll never be able to do it right. I don't want to go on again.
Gloria, listen to me. Sure, they'll try to mix you up. They'll try any tactic they can to break you down. There's only one thing that matters here. What you saw that night. That's all that counts. If you don't remember or you don't know something, you just say so. Don't make anything up. And remember what you saw.
I was asking you something. Did you hear my question? Miss Lapp, did you hear me? Miss Lapp?
It's happening again.
Your Honor, would you please instruct the witness to answer the question?
Miss Lapp, are you ready to go on?
Miss Lapp, I was asking you, between the first trial and this one, how many times did you go in to see Mr. Tannenbaum?
I don't know.
What was it, hundreds of times?
I don't know.
Well, could you estimate? Was it more like 10 or was it more like 100?
I said I don't know. You can call out all the numbers you want. I still say I don't know.
Your Honor, I ask you to direct the witness to please answer my questions.
Mr. Skelton, she said she doesn't know.
I am not answering no more things. Stupid lawyer, I am not answering no more he says.
Miss Lapp, you will answer the questions whether you think he's a stupid lawyer or not.
He's only doing this to get on my nerves. She's drawing my picture to scare me. Why are they drawing my picture? Don't ask me nothing. The only thing that I remember is that dude over there shot the cop. It's all that matters.
Gloria was beautiful. All the women were. And tomorrow Lester goes on, the gun goes in, boom.
Trouble.
No, please, Kenny, you're not going to ruin my day. Say you're not going to ruin my day.
Lester's been in to see Judge Greenfield. He's flipped. He's
Oh.
saying now Herman Bell didn't bury the gun. Somebody else did.
Oh, terrific. If Greenfield throws out that gun, we're right back.
Wait, please, it gets worse.
Look at this.
It turns out Lester was tortured by the New Orleans police.
Did you know that?
I never heard of it.
Well, Skelton knows about it.
What is this, Lester? What are you trying to do? Herman Bell buried that gun, and you know he did.
Consider where I'm at, huh? Look, I'm sitting in there with all those BLA guys. If I was to go on and say Herman buried that gun, hey, I'm dead.
You should have thought of that before, Lester. Because that gun is going in. With you or without you, it's going in. And Herman Bell is going to know where I got that gun. So lying now isn't going to do you any good, is it?
Man, look this in the eye, Lester. You lose here, that's it. Now, what else is bothering you?
Hey, look, man. You know the revolution is going down.
Oh, Lester, please.
Hey, look, the brothers have got to stick together, even if we don't agree. Man, I read that little red book every day, and that Mao Zedong, he really knows where it's at.
Let me ask you this, Lester. Remember that trip that Nixon took to China?
Sure, yeah.
You remember seeing any black guys on a welcoming committee?
Okay. Let's do the pluses and the minuses.
I say, under no circumstances do you put Lester on the stand. He could flip again right in your face. Lester isn't exactly reliable.
But you know I was bluffing. If Lester doesn't go on, the gun can't go in. The jury will never get to see Piagentini's gun. I can't place it in Herman Bell's hand. We're right back where we were in trial one.
No, we're not. The preparation is much better this time. All the witnesses came through. You're on top now. You're in total charge.
Cliff, what do you think?
If Lester goes on, all that torture crap that he went through in New Orleans is going to come out. And you know it's going to taint his testimony. I mean, what New Orleans did for Lester was to play right into the defendant's hands. I mean, I got to be along with Billy Kenny on this one. You're winning, why blow your chances?
The people call Lester Bertram Day. People call Lester Bertram Day.
Long time no see,
Yeah.
Lester.
Here come the cavalry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They dig him up,
we safe now.
yeah,
man.
I'm here. I hear you, Lester.
Right on. Yeah, baby. Right on, brother.
Let's go to the beatings you say you experienced down there. They beat you every day, didn't they? Yes. They put a psycho in the cell with you and you feared for your life. They used a cattle prod. They took pins and stuck it in your groin. And these were police officers. Men in uniform. Just like those men over there. And all the while they questioned you, and you told them exactly what they wanted to hear.
Right, I told them what they wanted to hear.
You told them what they fed you.
I just told them whatever they wanted to hear.
Mr. Day, is it fair to say that you would have done anything to stop those beatings?
Yeah.
That you would have implicated anyone to stop those beatings?
Yes.
So if they wanted you to say that Herman Bell had buried a gun in Mississippi, you would have said that was true, even if he hadn't done it.
Yeah.
So you were saying that you made it up that Herman Bell buried the gun, even if he didn't.
But I didn't have to make that up, because he did bury it.
Lester! It's been a long time since we rapped. You, me, Herman, Anthony, right?
Your Honor, do I have to answer his questions?
Yes. Mr. Washington is defending himself in this case.
And some of those discussions were about the police.
Yeah.
And how they treat black people.
Yeah, black people.
Torturing us. Brutalizing us. Right?
Right.
And Lester, you have experienced that yourself, right?
Right.
And you know that others will too after you.
That's right. Speak.
Right?
Right.
Right on.
So in essence, those discussions were about keeping a watch on the police, trying to keep a check on them, trying to stop them from doing that. Just like we had political education classes to keep an eye on the politicians. Right on, baby.
Pretty smart.
So Lester, when we say we was scoping pigs, it's no more than they dangerous and they have to be watched. Right?
Right on.
No, man. No. You know better than that, man. It meant that, but it meant the other thing, too.
What other thing?
Your Honor, you are out of order!
As long as I'm presiding, Mr. Washington, I'll decide those things. Now, Mr. Day, what other things?
Scoping pigs is surveillancing. It's watching the cops.
For what purpose?
To shoot them.
Like I told you, Bob. Put Lester on.
All rise. Part 38, Supreme Court, State of New York, is now in session. Put down those newspapers in the back. Please, be seated.
Yesterday, we had extensive oral argument, and I've considered the briefs in the matter. I'm prepared now to rule on the Torres motion for dismissal. Whatever Francisco Torres or Gabriel Torres may have done, the court has no way of knowing. However, on the basis of the evidence submitted by the state, the court finds it not legally sufficient to warrant a verdict of guilty. Accordingly, I grant the motion and enter a trial order of dismissal with respect to Francisco Torres and Gabriel Torres.
And now, how do we know beyond any and all doubt, not just beyond reasonable doubt, not beyond a shadow of a doubt, beyond any and all doubt, that Lester Bertram Day has got to be telling the truth? Except for the sake of argument that when Lester was arrested in August 1973 in New Orleans for bank robbery, that he was, in fact, tortured by the New Orleans police. Now, I am not an apologist for the New Orleans Police Department, nor am I saying it happened. Accept it for the moment. Give the devil his due. At no time during the alleged torture did Lester ever mention one word about Herman Bell burying Joseph Piagentini's service revolver in Mississippi. Not one word. And you could well imagine that he wanted to stop the torture and the brutality. Still, he doesn't mention the gun. He doesn't, in fact, tell us about the gun until a year later, after he is convicted of bank robbery. Why? Why? What does this tell us about these killers sitting 30 feet from us in this courtroom? As horrendous, as brutal, as barbaric as the alleged torture was, Lester Bertram Day still didn't play his trump card because he feared these assassins more than he feared the New Orleans police. Remember then who we're dealing with. The character of these defendants is stamped on the bloody sidewalk of the Colonial Park housing project where they executed, snuffed out the lives of Waverly Jones and Joseph Piagentini. Piagentini was not killed because he was white. Waverly Jones was not killed because he was black. Both men were executed, shot in the back by cowards because they wore blue. So now finally we come to the question. The heart of the matter. The crux of this trial. Why did the killers keep their victims' guns? Didn't they know that these guns, ripped from the bodies of 2 police officers, one dead, one dying in agony, were incriminating? Didn't they know that these guns were hot? Of course they did! It just points up what we're dealing with. Because remember this, if you kill 2 human beings and you bother to take the time to take their guns, you're obviously delaying your escape. So, you were not taking guns because this is a robbery of guns. The sickening, ugly truth of this case is you are taking guns because they are trophies. You are taking guns so that you can go back to your friends and you can say to them, look at me! What a man! Look at what I did! The awesome, almost unimaginable, mind-boggling, stomach-churning truth of this case is, to these despicable, cowardly, cold-blooded executioners, Waverly Jones's gun and Joseph Piagentini's gun are the badge of the assassin.
What is taking so long?
Kenny, relax. It's only the second day. The jury can be out for a week. Relax. Hello. Okay, thank you.
What?
Breaking for lunch.
Lunch?
I'm telling you, these jurors are afraid to convict these BLA guys.
Kenny.
That number 7 juror? He's a weak link. He's gonna be a problem. Bob, you never should have picked that guy.
One indecisive juror, and it's another hung jury, and these guys walk.
Kenny.
There's never going to be another trial.
Listen, you guys are driving me nuts. I'm getting out of here.
give us a minute. Well, Herman, it's all over. It's in the hands of the jury. They'll call it, and that'll be that. Why? Why did you do it?
Who said I did?
Oh, listen, you know what you know, and I'm trying to understand why.
If you were black, you wouldn't have to ask. You'd know.
Black has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it.
Man, what you see? Don't you understand? We are going no place. My granddaddy went no place. My daddy went no place. My kid is going no place. They won't let him up out of the crime.
You won't let yourself out of the crud. Because what you did doesn't make sense.
It does not have to. It just has to get noticed. They have to understand. Oppressing people costs. And if that don't do it, there will be something else.
Now I know what you are. You're not a leader, you're not a man, you're a black thug. And if you ever put your foot on the streets again, I want you to know that this black cop will be waiting for you.
Mr. Foreman, has the jury reached a verdict?
We have, Your Honor.
How say you as to defendant Herman Bell?
Guilty of the murder of Waverly Jones. Guilty of the murder of Joseph P. Argentini.
How say you as to defendant Anthony Bottom?
Guilty of the murder of Waverly Jones. Guilty of the murder of Joseph P. Argentini.
How say you as to defendant Albert Washington?
Guilty of the murder of Waverly Jones. Guilty of the murder of Joseph P. Argentini.
Great.
Beautiful.
You want your job back?
You're terrific. Oh.